أنا اسمي آية أحمد عبد الله سعيد البنا. مدرسة بنات مخيمة الكرم.
بتتعلمي في المدرسة إشي عن حق العودة؟
حق المقدم ونرجع على بلادنا وهيك.
اوكي، الأساتذة في المدرسة عن إسرائيل
إنه نطخهم
طب أنت بتكره اليهود؟
كتير.
ليش؟
لأنهم هم أذونا وهيك وإحنا ناخذ حقنا منهم.
شو رأيك في الهجوم على إسرائيل في 7 أكتوبر والحرب اللي صارت بعديها؟ هل هذا الإشي مرتبط بحق العودة؟
عشان ناخذ فلسطين وترجع لنا بلادنا.
برأيك الأقصى مجرد رمز؟
لا، مستعد للقتال عشانها.
في مكان اليهود في الأقصى؟
لا.
لليهود الحق في التواجد في فلسطين؟
لا، عشان إلنا فلسطين مش إلهم.
فلسطين بين اليهود وبين فلسطينيين؟
لا، إحنا هاي أرضنا.
طب إيش اللي شو اللي بتحب تطلع عليه على التلفون أكثر إشي؟
إنه أتفرج على فلسطين والشهداء والمقاومين وحماس.
يعني أنت حابة تشاركي في المقاومة؟ ليش؟
عشان أقاوم وأخذ حقنا من إسرائيل وأصير شهيدة.
شو بتعلمك المدرسة عن السلام؟
بتعلمني إنه منحبش إسرائيل.
الشهداء أبطال؟
أبطال كثير.
طب أنت حابة تكوني شهيدة؟ ليش؟
عشان نطلع عند رب.
ننتقل الآن إلى ابني الاستشهادية المجاهدة ريم رياشي، ضحى ومحمد. ضحى، بتحبي ماما؟ طب وين ماما راحت الآن؟
في الجنة.
إيش عملت ماما؟
استشهدت.
قتلت من اليهود. كم قتلت يا محمد؟
إيه؟
كم قتلت ماما من اليهود؟
دولة.
كم هذولا؟
5.
انت بوعيك حكيت عن الشهادة كشيء جميل، انت بتعتقد انه شيء جميل؟
الشهادة كتير شيء جميل جدا جدا، كل الناس بتتمنى الشهادة.
ايوه،
لانه يعني ايش في احلى من انك تروحي على الجنة؟
طب مين افضل، السلام مع وجود حقوق كاملة للشعب الفلسطيني ولا الشهادة؟
الشهادة. انا اخذ حقي بعدين استشهد، لانه بدنا نعيش احنا طفولتنا حياتنا.
ماشي. يسرا، انت راضية بالكلام هذا؟
طبعا الشهادة أحلى. لأنه إحنا هلا بدناش الدنيا، بدنا الآخرة.
أيوة.
إنه مش الدنيا اللي حتفيدنا، الآخرة. عشان هيك طبعا يعني إنه كل الشباب الفلسطينيين مش زي أي شباب تانيين. دمهم حامي. طبعا أكيد بفضلوا الشهادة لأنهم فلسطينيين.
خليني أسألك سؤال بصراحة، هل أنتم بطبعكم بتحبوا الموت؟
في فرق بين الموت والشهادة.
لا، الآن أنا بحكي عن الغياب بمعنى الموت، الغياب الجسدي. هل أنتم فعلا بتحبوا الموت؟
ما فيش أطفال بتحب الموت.
أيوة.
لكن أطفال فلسطين أخذوا فكرة إنه هذه شهادة، إنه عندهم مثلا إنه الموت شهادة، وهذا إشي كتير كويس. إنه مثلا كل طفل فلسطيني ولد مثلا قلنا عمره 12 سنة يا رب استشهد.
في معنا احنا اتصال هاتفي. صابرين من رام الله.
يعني صح احنا بنحزن الشباب لما يموتوا، بنحزن الأطفال لما يصير هيك، بس لازم بنفس الوقت نفرح لأنه الشهداء مصيرهم الجنة. آيات الأخرس لما فجرت يعني كان عمرها 17 سنة. و17 سنة البنت بتكون واعية.
صابرين، انت مع او ضد؟
انا مع التفجير طبعا لانه هذا حقنا.
صابرين، الان هل الوضع الطبيعي انه آيات الأخرس تفجر نفسها؟
طبعا وضع طبيعي.
الشباب بيطبش علينا حجار يا حاج.
الناس
الشباب بيلحقونا بالسكاكين يا حاج.
الناس
مهند الحلب بيطعنا يا حاج.
الناس
فادي علون بيطعن فينا يا حاج.
الناس
فوفو، ايش بتقولي لشباب الضفة؟
اطعم 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 اطعم.
The other day, a 13-year-old Palestinian boy conducted a terror attack at the city of David. What was your reaction to that?
Palestinian Media Watch has been warning the Israeli government, warning the international community for years about the education of Palestinian children. Children are literally being convinced that it's their obligation to go out and kill Israelis, that it's their obligation to kill themselves while killing Israelis, to become holy martyrs, shaheeds. In fact, in this case, I think the child thought he might not survive, and then he would become an admired child shaheed, as so many other children in this past year have gone on attacks, and they have become Palestinian heroes.
للذين يتحضرون لجولة جديدة من المواجهة في الطور، في جبل المكبر، في سلوان، في باب حطة، في سلواد، في كفر قدوم، في الرام، في البلدة القديمة في القدس، في شعفاط وقلنديا وصور باهر، في كل شارع وزقة وحي. هذا الصباح لكم، هذا الصباح لكبريائكم ولأيديكم التي تتحضر لامتشاق الحجارة واشتعال البنزين في زجاجات المولوتوف. هذه التحية من صباح الخير يا قدس.
احنا بدنا الدول تقف معانا، بدنا اياهم يعني يدعمونا، عشان احنا بس بدنا اياهم يعطونا اسلحات. احنا لحالنا الصغار البنات والاولاد الشباب بنروح بنروح كل حالنا بنقدرهم بنطقهم كلهم، بس يعطونا سلاحات، اسلحه يعطونا، اعطونا البنات والشباب لحالهم، بس اعطوهم بقتلوهم كلياتهم، ما بنخليش ولا يهودي لحال، ما بنخليش ولا يهودي هنا.
ماذا فينا الأقصى الغالي، هز الأرض وشيل حجار، مش رح تسلم يا صهيوني من بركان حجار بلادي، مش رح تسلم يا صهيوني من بركان حجار بلادي. انت الهدف قبال عيوني واهلا ومرحب باستشهادي، الهدف قبال عيوني واهلا ومرحب باستشهادي. الله اكبر يا صغار.
Itamar, thank you for hosting us today at Palestinian Media Watch headquarters. Appreciate it.
You're very welcome. Pleasure to have you here.
Can you tell us, what is your organization all about? How long have you been around?
We've been around since 1996, and our goal is to find out what the Palestinian Authority is telling their own people in Arabic. When we started, everybody assumed there was a real peace process going on. We wanted to know what they were telling their own people, what kind of activities they were having, and especially what were they telling their children. Because we believe that what a teacher tells the children is more important than what, at that time, Yasser Arafat was telling the President of the United States. Because what a teacher tells the children, that's what they believe, and that's going to be the face of the next generation of Palestinians. We found that there's nothing that they're learning that's compatible with a peace process with Israel, or even compatible with a peace process with Jews. There is intense demonization of Israel. Israel has no right to exist. Israel eventually will be destroyed. The Jews are the enemies of Allah. There's a video that we saw numerous times on official Palestinian Authority television where children have cited a poem, "Our enemy Zion is Satan with a tail." Child after child. So that there are these hate messages that make Palestinians feel that Jews are evil, threatening, a danger.
The wooden key he wears round his neck, he says, is the key of return, to reclaim Jerusalem from the Zionists.
We educate our children about loyalty, love, understanding, and hard work, nothing more. We also teach them that we have lands stolen by the criminal Zionists.
A lot of people talk that the Palestinian Authority tells their people that Israel has no right to exist, but it's even worse than that. They tell them also that Jews have no right to exist. They teach their people, and the children get this as well, that the hour of resurrection won't come until Muslims fight the Jews and kill them.
صاح بأعلى صوته يا أمي يا أمي ما هذه أهذه هي الهدية ضمته إليها واحتضنته بيديها وقالت يا بني لم نخلق للسعادة فأنت في نظري مشروع للشهادة فالقدس لنا وسلاحنا إسلامنا.
They talk about extermination of the Jews. There was one religious figure on television who went so far as to say the evil of the Jews is just unbearable. Humanity can never live with them. They pass this on from father to son in their genes, and therefore, at the end of time, the Jews will be exterminated. And then he ends with a prayer, Allah, count them one by one, kill them one by one, don't leave even one. Wow. And this is a prayer on official PATV that's owned and controlled by the Palestinian Authority, which the world still then and today sees as a peace partner with Israel.
Yeah, I've always heard that the Palestinian Authority, or the PA, is the more moderate side of things. So I think a lot of people may not be surprised that Hamas is teaching children those things in the Gaza Strip. You're saying the PA education system does the same thing as Hamas?
The PA is the source of the education problem. The PA is the one who actually runs the schools in the Gaza Strip. That is, the PA pays the teachers, the PA supplies the school books. It's Palestinian Authority education that has empowered all the extremists. It's PA education that has empowered Hamas. And what I see happening over the years is initially the Palestinian Authority was the much more powerful one. They educated all their kids to hate and to kill and to want to be martyrs all of these years. And then a kid reaches 16, 17, 18. He says, wait a second, the PA is preaching, but Hamas is the one who's actually doing it. So literally the Palestinian Authority created the power of Hamas through their education. People went straight. It was an easy jump to go straight from Palestinian Authority education and end up in a terror organization like Hamas.
So in the wake of October 7th, we've been conducting interviews with Israelis, and they've brought up this problem of education for Palestinian children. October 7th, you mentioned earlier this didn't happen in a vacuum. What do you mean by that?
What I meant is it's two things didn't happen. First, the actual action, the actual terror attacks by Hamas didn't happen in a vacuum, but what was more significant was the entire Palestinian Authority population's response, not just Hamas. There was a Palestinian polling agency based in Ramallah that in November, so it's a month and a half after, asked Palestinians, are you proud about what has happened this whole period? And 98% of Palestinians said they were proud. So by now, everyone knew about the rape, everybody knew about the decapitations, everybody knew about the atrocities, and 98% of Palestinians.
Do you support the attack on October 7th?
Hamas? Do you mean about Hamas?
Yes.
But,
Hamas attacking Israel.
Yes, I do. هل لسه
حكيت انه بايد حماس بس اسرائيل
I support Hamas, but I don't support Israel.
مو بسوى بس عشان تتحرر فلسطين لازم نعمل هيك.
It's worth it because we're going to free Palestine, and to free Palestine we have to do this.
Ask for her opinion on October 7th.
شو رأيك في 7 من أكتوبر؟
In the beginning يعني احنا كثير بكينا انه حسينا في النصر
ومنيح. We felt victorious. We thought it was good.
بكت نقلة نوعية في الرياكشن حتى تبع جميع الناس.
And the reaction of everyone.
بعدين we are disappointed.
Why disappointed?
Because we lose a lot of things يعني لشغلات إلنا إحنا خسرناهن. قديش في ناس احنا خسرناهم.
How many people of ours did we lose?
Meaning what happened in Gaza after?
اللي صار في غزة قصدك.
احنا بدناش حل دولتين، احنا بدنا هم يطلعوا على بلادهم، احنا اللي إلنا يرجعوا على بلادهم.
Two-state solution. We want them to go back to their country, and we want our people to come back to our country.
دولة فلسطينية
We would like to be Palestinian independent state, and with Jerusalem as its capital. For example, the French go back to France.
Like from Algeria?
She said France.
Yeah, I know, but what do you mean the French go back to France?
The French Jews go back to France.
What about the ones who come from Iraq? They'll be killed in Iraq.
مثلا اليهود اللي اجوا من دول عربية زي العراق، إذا بيرجعوا على العراق بينقتلوا.
يروح على دولة ثانية.
They can go to another country. They can go to another country. Why did they come here to occupy us?
هو جاي على بلادنا مش جاي سياحة ولا جاي زيارة، جاي يقتلنا.
The Jew didn't, or they didn't come here. She didn't say Jew. They didn't come here for tourism. They came to occupy us.
The world thinks there should be, but out of this war, there should be a two-state solution. Would you agree to it?
العالم مش أنا. العالم بيحكي إنه لازم يصير في بعد الحرب هاي كنتيجة as a result.
As a result,
as
a result of the war.
كنتيجة لبعد الحرب إنه يكون في عنا دولتين. شو رأيكم؟
لا طبعا. It's our country, not for them. يعني we can't accept this solution ever.
Yeah, but what are you going to do? They're not leaving.
They should.
Well, they're not.
They must leave.
How?
There is no solution.
How?
Yeah, there is no. Okay, in our religion, we know that they should leave. That's it.
Even though, if let's say they go back to Yemen or Iraq, they'll be killed.
Okay. We are killed. We are.
Well, yeah, but okay.
Yes. There is no solution. Just they must leave.
So the problem is not just the fringe terror organization Hamas. The problem is that the entire Palestinian Authority population supports what Hamas did. And that's why I say, how did this happen? This didn't happen in a vacuum. This happened from intense PA, Palestinian Authority, demonization of Israelis, demonization of Jews through to their children, to their adults, to the point where Palestinians believe that Jews deserved what happened on October 7th. They deserve it because Jews are so evil. Jews are killing us. Jews are targeting children to kill them whenever they want. And Allah also agrees with all of this. So you have the demonization by our behavior, and then they bring in Islamic sources and claim that Islam is giving its stamp of approval for hatred of Jews. So if you all go out and kill, all these Jews, wow, 98% are going to be proud because they have literally been programmed to believe that killing Jews, torturing Jews is the right thing.
Okay, so let's talk about the funding for the PA. I think the world has a pretty good idea of where the funding for Hamas is coming from. But if I remember correctly, doesn't the United States and other Western countries give a lot of funding to the PA?
Yes, they do. The United States funds for many, many years, many billions of dollars of American money has gone to the Palestinian Authority. And I just have to say how it's been a struggle for us at Palestinian Media Watch, because I have been to Congress numerous times. I've been in front of the Foreign Affairs Committee many, many times. And literally since the early years of the organization, 2003, 2004, I was there and have been going every year, numerous times. And I show them the material. So what happens? Congress then passes a law that says the Palestinian Authority can't receive funding unless they do something to stop incitement.
Okay.
And then comes along the executive branch that has to report once a year. They they're doing things to stop incitement. Oh, they're doing things to stop incitement. So they made a farce. They recognized the problem, but they never, ever had the guts to really say, okay, the Palestinian Authority is not fundable. In 2011, Palestinian Media Watch discovered the Palestinian Authority pays salaries to every terrorist who goes to jail. The longer they're in jail, the higher the salary is, which means a terrorist who does a small attack, he'll go for a few years, he'll get a small salary. The longer he's in jail, the salary goes up to 12,000 shekel. That's close to $4,000. That's about 4 times the average Palestinian Authority salary.
Where is that money coming from? Is that money coming from the United States?
So initially it was. Initially, it was coming from all the donor countries. It reaches $350 million a year, which is unbelievable amount of money. And it was coming from everyone. When we went to Congress and then went to the European governments, what they did is they, instead of cutting off funding, they said, okay, we're not going to give money to the PA anymore, but we're going to pay the teachers. We're going to do infrastructure work. And I said to them, but you're doing it to enable them to have $350 million left to pay the terrorists. They say, well, we're looking away. And this is the tragedy. Nobody understood that if you reward terrorists with a high salary just for being murderers, you're not a peace partner. And you're not worthy of getting a penny. I'll give you an example. Abdullah Barghouti was a bomb builder for Hamas. He built bombs. He killed 67 people, many Americans. He put bombs. His bombs went into the Hebrew University cafeteria, many different Sbarro pizza shop. He's serving 67 life sentences. The Palestinian Authority has paid him already $300,000 in salaries. $300,000 for murdering. Now, that Palestinian Authority is not worthy of international support. It's immoral to give support to, and I'm just mentioning one terrorist. We're talking about probably close to 7,000 or 8,000 terrorists who are receiving salaries. So it's the Americans, the Europeans, all decided they're going to look away. Palestinian authorities teaching hatred. They're paying for hatred. They're paying for Jews to be killed. We're going to pretend it's not happening. We're going to keep funding them.
That's really disheartening.
It's disheartening. And you know what else? It's the reason why we still have terror today. It's the reason why we still have Hamas terror today. Had the Western world, the United States leading, said, okay, not a penny until you change, there would have been a crisis for the PA for a year or two till they figured out they got their act together. Then they would have had to change. They would have to stop paying salaries to terrorists. They would have had to fix up their education. And today we might have a neighbor that we could live with. This whole generation of Palestinians was poisoned. There is absolutely no one that we can make peace with. 98% of Palestinians think it's the right thing to do atrocities against Jews.
الخمس مدن فلسطينية فيك تسميه؟
في صفد، عكا، حيفا، يافا، نابلس، اللد، الرملة.
معنا ب$100 مقدمة من صندوق الاستثمار الفلسطيني وكل عام وأنتم بخير.
شكرا لك ولتلفزيون فلسطين.
طب حيفا ويافا
الاستثمار الفلسطيني مبروك.
رام الله، القدس، حيفا، يافا، عكا، غزة
وحيفا وعكا ويافا.
عكا، حيفا، يافا، اللد، ناصرة.
فزت معنا بجائزة
في يافا وعكا
ب$100 مقدمة إليك من صندوق الاستثمار. ممكن تسمي لي 5 مدن في فلسطين؟
فلسطين محتلة.
فلسطين كلها محتلة، بدنا إياها تتحرر إحنا. طب عيدي وراي
القدس
ورام الله، غزة، حيفا، يافا. خلص كسبتي معنا $100.